So thank you for having me with everyone here today. This is a beautiful, beautiful space. I get overwhelmed sometimes with wonder at how amazing the tapestry of beings are here on this planet and on this dimension, because I believe that I believe we have a unique form of play to do in our creativity because of our experience of time, the way that we experience time. And I see all things as possible at all time, but yet, and however you want to say it, at the same time, we take all of that possibility, which is infinite and all around us, and we somehow connect with things, make conscious decisions or unconscious decisions or whatever. And the combination of all those things dials it into a very specific microsecond. And then that becomes the tapestry of our lives, which then intersect with other people's lives. And wow, it's just miraculous. It's just magic. So I love, seeing everyone here and hearing from everyone's backgrounds and knowing that there's more people, watching, a large collective tuned into this. It's really inspirational to my heart. I'm excited about the retreat coming up. I can't think of a person who wouldn't love it or wouldn't need it or wouldn't get wonderful things from it. And I believe you guys are really dialed into some foundational pieces of growth right now, no matter what industry anybody's in or how we all spend our times or what forms of families we have or what our backgrounds are. There are some really common factors right now that are emerging on the planet where people are yearning for these types of connectivity and growth. And I believe it's because we're itching for this ascension. So I was asked to share just a couple of minutes of things that were on my heart. And the thing that showed up for me specifically when I was holding space around this time together today was about the word presence. And not just because I know that presence is a key part of what Global Coherence Pulse is about, but for me, I had a new year this year where I, for the first time in my whole life, picked a word, because I don't do that because I'm very resistant to niches. So I feel like if I pick a word for the year, like I'm too stuck. But this year it crossed over to the new year. And before I didn't even think of it, it was just a knowing immediately. I was like, this year you're meant to embody expanse of presence and really stretch your understanding and belief of what that is, Tammy. Like, question everything and push up against the walls and move into it in a new way. And so when I was thinking about that and what I wanted to share with you guys today, I was reminded of the first time I ever heard of the double slit theory, because I kind of tend to geek out on quantum physics, as I'm sure some of you do. And if anybody doesn't know what the double slit theory is, that's just fun. First of all, look it up because it's really cool. There are some cartoons floating around that explain it really concisely and easy to understand. But it's basically just you have bits of matter that behave differently, either as particles or as waves, if under a certain kind of observation. And when I very first learned about that, I took it to mean that observation makes a difference. And therefore, if we take that into our human condition, bearing witness to one another makes a difference. And now that might very well still be true, right? Probably is. And in my estimation, I think it is. But when I was thinking about presence, it really started to settle with me in a different way, where it wasn't just about bearing witness, but it was really this crossover, some kind of a emergence together of being with each other, being connected like that, because I'm not just me. I'm me with you, and us together creates this whole other makeup, this whole other dynamic that's actually exponentially more everything. It's more energy, more power, more potential, more possibilities, all of that. So I was thinking through that, learning through that, exploring how I could stretch the limits of of what it means to be present beyond just the definition of like, being there with your attention, right? That's how we're taught, like, be present, look me in the eye, like, but beyond that, what can it really mean? And I was challenged in myself to think about a couple things. One is the things that I let go before me. That you've heard phrases probably like, let love go before you, or let peace go before you. It's very formal sounding. Sounds like it came from our grandfathers, which it did. But what does it like really, really mean? And I was thinking through the practice of it. If I'm going to let love go before me, or if I'm going to let honor go before me, or integrity go before me, or peace go before me, what I'm really doing is pausing and letting all of me align to those things, calibrate to the energies and frequencies of those things, so that as I take my next step, as I take my next breath, as I say my next word, sing my next note, whatever it is, it's an embodiment of that. And that's what I'm putting out. And that's what I'm also receiving, because it's a two-way street, right? So for me, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. I'm going to start like really intentionally saying out loud, I'm going to let honor go before me. I'm going to let love go before me. I'm going to let peace go before me. I'm going to let integrity go before me. All these things that I can align with, that I can touch, and that alone is a miracle, right? So I just wanted to offer that to you, because that's been my own personal experience and journey recently in these past few months. And I do believe that we have the option and the power and the empowerment to opt out of distraction, to opt out of dissension. The condition on the planet right now is such that it's just continual perpetuation of polarization, and it kind of tends to keep triggering the human condition of the us versus them concept. We always have to have an enemy out there in order for us to be okay, and that's a lie. It's just a lie. The greatest optimization of all things in unity is going to be when we're at that frequency where it can't exist. There would be no such thing. So I would just challenge you to embrace opting out of that, opting out of the polarization, the distraction, and let yourself align to the greatest things that exist by letting them go before you. I believe it will change the world.